This edition of MacVoices is brought to you by SupportYourApp. Focus on growth. Build your customer support the smart way. SupportYourApp specializes in supporting Mac and iOS apps since 2011. Scale smarter. Leverage a remote support team with SupportYourApp at supportyourapp.com. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices at AltConf and WWDC in San Jose. Folks, once again, I get to bring you a little conversation with one of the sponsors that's helping bring us AltConf. This is Spartak of SwiftEngine, and he's going to tell us what SwiftEngine brings to developers. Spartak, it's great to see you.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you for talking to us. So what is SwiftEngine?
So we did this extensive customer discovery process, and through that, obviously Swift language, Apple released over 4 years at this point, has been a very attractive language for a lot of developers. But we realized that there's a hurdle in taking Swift to the server side. And through our customer discovery process, what we realized that is a big pain point is that typically you can't take a mobile application developer and teach them everything to know about the servers just so they can use Swift on the server side. So what we've done with SwiftEngine is really taken it a step further than just putting Swift on the server side. We automate the entire flow. So the developer doesn't have to learn much about what kind of a Linux environment they need to set up. They don't have to know anything about remoting into a server, setting up an SSH, learning everything about bash scripts or whatnot. It's more of a self-contained, automated environment that allows developers to simply put their Swift functions on the cloud, and the system automatically compiles and serves the pages. Now, the extra benefit out of this is what it does, the system is automatically scalable. So the developer also doesn't have to learn the science of scaling servers. Once they upload a function and it's connected to various databases, the system will automatically scale it. It's completely resilient, so all crashes are contained. The developer gets visibility into what kind of debugging or what kind of a crash system is going on, and they can easier fix it without worrying, oh my God, my server is down, what do I do? It causes a whole nightmare. So we're focusing on making it hyper productive for developers. Ultimately, what this does for companies is it adds a great value proposition, because traditionally, as an app development company, you have to have your mobile app developer, you have to have your server-side developer, you have to have the DevOps developer that's doing that. So through SwiftEngine, what we do is now your one mobile app developer is empowered to do the entire full stack of development, because they don't have to worry about the DevOps operation, and the server side is using the same language as Swift, except it's much more seamless for them to use it. It's essentially serverless Swift.
So this sounds like a nice full-service kind of package for a developer to pick up and use, and you solve so many of their problems. Absolutely,
yeah. That's really the feedback we're getting. We have, we're getting enormous interest. We're very fortunate to be at especially events such as AltConf that brings, it does it at such a strategically great positioning and time where so many Swift developers are around. We couldn't ask for a better environment than this.
Well, I know how much the organizers appreciate you sponsoring the event. I know how much we appreciate you sponsoring the event, because it gives a lot of the folks who didn't get a chance to get a ticket to WWDC a place to go, a place to hear some really great talks and learn about some products that can make their lives easier. In fact, maybe make their apps possible.
Absolutely, yeah. I really think what AltConf does for developers is really incredible. It really gives them an opportunity to come be part of the experience, where obviously WWDC is such a highly coveted and in such high demand that a lot of developers still want the experience. So to be here and to have the type of speakers and the conference kind of shows that they're having is really great and encouraging.
It fascinated me the first time I came to AltConf, and you meet people that have no ticket to WWDC, but they have traveled from around the world, not across the country, around the world, to come here just to be here and more or less stand outside the building. Yeah. So it's an amazing community, and it's fun to be just a small part of it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I especially love the different colors that AltConf also adds, where it's highly focused on engineers, but it also has a lot of good sessions on product market fit, or what it takes to deal with your customers and whatnot, other business aspects that really hits home with a lot more entrepreneurs that are starting off their own ventures. So it's definitely, I'm participating in the WWDC, but I'm also very interested in some of the talks that AltConf has. So I've been attending those. So I would say it's a common thing where it's, a lot of people that are visiting there are now, because of the content that AltConf has introduced, are very just kind of interested in attending this as well. So it's been great.
The number of WWDC badges proper that show up over here is really interesting.
Yeah.
People are moving back and forth constantly, just depending on what topics are being offered, where, when. So.
Yeah. And it seems like Apple is really supportive of it too. Even on their website, it's one of the conferences that it mentions that's taking place.
And that's a very coveted thing, I think. Apple
is,
doesn't do that a lot.
Absolutely, yeah.
The website where folks can go to learn more about what you offer them.
So it's SwiftEngine.io. Developers and students can get a free development account and use it. So we work with a lot of different enterprises as well. So, yeah.
Spartak, thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Chuck. Okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Folks, more from AltConf and WWDC in San Jose. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our MacVoices Facebook group and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us at patreon.com/MacVoices and join these folks who help keep MacVoices coming to you. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.